respect your views in relation to that, but you have to also respect that I've got a job to do.
No, absolutely right. Yeah. No, that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking out for the greater good. I'm looking at the health and welfare of all the people within Glastonbury. You've got quite an aging population in Glastonbury.
Sure. No, that's right.
If you look at the figures, then they seem to appear to be most at risk, don't they?
Well, that's what is rumoured to be the case. Yes.
Yeah. Now, as I said to you there, I'm not a doctor.
No.
So my understanding of the actual specifics, I have to go on what information's coming out.
No, that's right. I think what Geraint was saying, and I was talking to your colleague over here earlier, is that because of this issue of the Crown going private in 2008, then basically what we're looking at is a major constitutional crisis, a major criminal reality.
That'll need to be looked at and so on and so forth. But as it stands at the moment, I've sworn an oath. My job is to look at the public safety, make sure that people are safe.
Totally. Please,
and there are regulations in place that allow me to do that. So that is exactly what I'm going to do.
That's right.
If later on it finds out that it isn't right, then I'm acting in good faith at the moment.
Yes, I get it. Yeah, no, totally.
All right, and you're entitled to your views.
That's right. But the seventh appeal principle is the people are the police and the police are the people.
And we are.
That's right. So the issue then is that if I'm reporting a crime to you, so I was mugged by a kangaroo, and then your commanding officer says, well, did you go around the corner and look for the kangaroo? And yes, I did. And it wasn't there. Yeah, it wasn't there under oath.
If you want to report crime to us, then we'll take that crime. Whether we get the result that you want,
well, this
we
is
have to follow the evidence chain, don't we?
Indeed, yes.
And sometimes there just isn't the evidence there.
Well,
and sometimes we investigate things that people don't recognise.
No, indeed. No, that's right, yeah. Well, the crime that I want to report is that the Crown is no longer de jure.
Right, that's not a crime, that's a view, isn't it?
Well, it's a fact, because I can show you the link on the SEC website, the Security Exchange Commission website, which is that basically Majesty's government, which is not the actual government of actual Majesty, it's actually a corporation called the Majesty's government, which receives all the money to Washington DC. That went bankrupt on 10th of December 2008. 2001 is it starts when they start, because basically, but what it is ultimately the slow diminution and degradation of the structure of the whole country, which ultimately means that because people like yourself, good people like yourself.
That's your view in relation to it. I have a different view to you.
Yeah.
But there are regulations in place that prevent gatherings for purposes that aren't listed.
No, that's right.
Therefore,
you can only do what you can do.
If this was a listed thing, and they said yes, you can do it, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No, indeed.
And whether you agree with what the list is
another story. No, we've got.
And if this goes to court, you might win.
Yeah, indeed. But I don't think it will.
Anyway, nice to speak to you.
Steve, yes.
Please do move on.
Yeah.
My advice to you now, and your colleagues here, is to move on, disperse from this area, because you're in contravention of the Act, yeah?
Okay, yeah, right.
If you choose to stay, then you
I will
may face
be
enforcement action.
I don't wish to be arrested.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Yeah, cheers.
The hardened media hacks are moving in.
No, I came from imminent. Thank you very much.
It's all about the Crown, people. The Crown. It's the oldest pub in England. It's the Georgian Pilgrim pub
in Glastonbury, bottom of Glastonbury High Street.
So what was reported to an officer there, Steve, and to his colleague, it was a crime. It's a serious crime, a very serious crime. It's a constitutional issue. It's the issue of the loss of the division, the public-private division, that happened on the 10th of December 2008. It's the first date upon which we can now prove and rely upon in the court of law that there is now no de jure Crown, which means that every single police operative in this country does not actually have de jure authority, and this can obviously not end well. The Crown which is not the pub here. The crown is the office of the crown, not the physical hat, although that is actually the thing that rules the country because it's modelled after the Holy Crown of Hungary, which crowns 60 kings. One of whom was called King Louis the Great. The crown, which is the office of the crown, basically harmony, very bad people in jail where they belong, that is what is threatened. And the structure of the crown, which is threatened because police officers are not actually taking notice of the crimes that they have had reported to them, and that is their failing, a serious failing, because they are here to maintain order and safety for all throughout the whole land, and they're good people, the vast majority of them. Of course there's corruption usually at the top. However, what we've got now is, since 19th of March, it's now what, the 3rd of May, a lockdown which threatens to, certainly has sunk hundreds of thousands of businesses and put a lot of people into poverty and penury. And it seems as though CV19 is actually a marker weapon, a bioweapon and a biomarker that is there in effect to bring down child trafficking. So from the top, Wuhan, the corporation that manufactures adrenochrome in Wuhan, is basically what we're looking at. Now, the officers who are doing their very best to maintain harmony and to do their job are to be respected, because they are actually oath holders and they have warrant cards. The problem is that as the public-private division has gone in 2008, with the bankruptcy of Her Majesty's government, which is not the actual government of Her Actual Majesty, it's just a corporation called Her Majesty's government. And it could be called Her Majesty's Bolshevik government, but that would have given the game away. So when it went bankrupt on the 10th of December 2008, which is Yellow Planetary Seed, it switched to HM Treasury. Now, in order to understand why all this is significant and how it works, one would have to study dog Latin. And then you'd realise that English is the language of slaves. And what are we enslaved by? We're enslaved by our ignorance. The ignorance of how grammar can deceive. And these brave people, police people, got a very difficult job now on their hands. So I was actually speaking with somebody yesterday who'd done a huge data dump and he was in control of all of the beds in Ireland, and there is no coronavirus victim as the media states. We are being lied to. Why we are being lied to is the next question, and accordingly apparently there is a worldwide global adrenochrome bust being orchestrated by the head of the US military, which is Trump. Adrenochrome is the oxidized adrenaline extracted by supercritical fluid extraction from the blood of children who've been tortured. And it was spiked at the top, CV19. Prima facie evidence of participation in child trafficking. So the celebrities and the politicians who've been tested for CV19, a specific type of CV19, as prima facie evidence which will lead to their execution. And they're being told hanging or shooting, take your pick, and the next choice is spill the beans and we won't kill all your family.
I am here to give the detail of a fraud Right, so if you give me your details.
Please listen. I am not giving you my fraudulent criminal. Okay, so can we just go into conversation mode again? And if you can leave me a few minutes to just explain a few
If you can
things,
just
and then
explain, if you can just listen to me, sir, okay? It's now 12:10, okay? I wish to issue a penalty notice, okay, for breaching COVID-19 regulations. You won't give me your name and address so I can verify it, so therefore I am arresting you.
Why are you targeting one person? Why are you targeting one? Oh, why are you targeting one person? Like, what the
Fascist! Fascist! Fascist!
You've been warned! Fascist! You now will be arrested!
Please move back! Fascist!
That's what they are!
Shame! 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 Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! You've all been warned! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
And do not touch me! So if it's a COVID-19, you'll be getting it!
Please, give us 2 metres, come on! 2 metres!
Disgraceful behaviour by the police. You speak for yourself. Absolutely fascism. You speak for yourself. Why, what do you think?
I think these should have been arrested. This is the 3rd or 4th time they've done this. And half the bastards aren't even from here.
What, like you?
I've been here a long time. Where are you from? Where are you from?
I live here.
So do I.
Yeah.
Like his head off. Well, you can film me as much as you want.
Free, say nothing. Habeas corpus. Habeas corpus. Say nothing. They can hold you for 72 hours only. Say nothing. Give no name. Nothing. No contract. No consent. No contract. No consent.